Okay, guess we're going live. I think I might have done my title wrong. We'll see. Welcome to my daily broadcast. My name is Barry Selby. This is Messages from the Masculine number 216. And let me start by introducing myself to get things going. My name, as I said, is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. I'm also a passionate champion of the divine feminine. And this is a counterpoint to yesterday's broadcast. That was number 215, and that was Messages from the Masculine, and speaking to why are heartfelt women attracted to emotionally unavailable men. So I thought of the counterpoint today is why are emotionally unavailable men, well, I don't know the way to phrase it because they're not necessarily attracted to, but why are men emotionally unavailable? That's what I said. Why are men emotionally unavailable to good women? That's what I said. Okay, the title was right. Okay, good. I'm on track. If you haven't watched my broadcast before, welcome. Thanks for being here. If you wish to interact, you can put comments below and I'll respond in kind. This is always an interesting experience to share these things because I start them usually without any script, any plan, any idea what I'm going to talk about, just the title. And I sort of, thankfully, it's like I'm going to say this. The feeling I have is if I'm taking a run up off a ramp, leaping into space and hoping to be caught by something bigger than me. And it happens usually every time. Sometimes, though, it doesn't. So I'm hoping this is going to be one of the regular times where I do actually have inspiration to share with you. So let me just start with what I know presently in my consciousness and see what comes forward after that. So, why are men emotionally unavailable to good women? I can speak to several things to start with. One of which is that, as is pretty obvious to most people watching my broadcast, that you know that men are a lot less emotionally expressive than women are. And in fact, women generally have a much greater emotional range than men do, which is why we're different. So what may appear to women to be an emotionally unavailable man, or a man who's emotionally unavailable, may actually just be a misperception of the fact that his emotional expression is not as big as yours. Consider that one for a moment. Not saying that it's right or wrong, just saying what is. Yeah, what is. So, we as men do not express anywhere near the range of emotional expression that women usually do. Said that. So let me clarify that a couple of times. Here's another piece. I remember hearing this talk a while back about how the feminine looks at color differently than the masculine does. Whereas the masculine sees color as basically the 9 colors of the rainbow. Did I say it right? Is it 7? Oh crap! This is going to get me in trouble. But basically, we see red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, etc. The colors of the rainbow. So I think it's 7. But ladies, you have this gift, which is you see the subtleties more than we do. And you label them as well, which is more than we do. So that's why when we go looking for clothes, for example, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo? No. Indigo and violet? Is that what that is? I think it is. Thank you, Evie. I appreciate that, putting those up. Let me get back on track. So, men, we see the colors of the spectrum, basically, the colors of the rainbow. So we see reds, and we see. You just putting up different quotes and acronyms and abbreviations. Okay, I'm going to stay on my topic. At least I'll attempt to. Thank you for that, Evie. And if you're watching this broadcast later on YouTube or you're hearing it on a podcast, this was on YouTube, on Facebook Live first, so it's interactive. So sometimes you'll say things in response to people that you want to understand who I'm talking to. So my apologies. Anyway, as I was saying, got it. So men see things, I'm saying this for the 15th time, the masculine sees the primary colors of the rainbow. Ladies, you see within each color a spectrum of difference. For example, we will go out and look for a nice blue jacket as a man. Masculine go to the store, find a blue jacket, that works. A woman will go to a store and look for a blue dress, but it's not just a blue dress. It's going to be sky blue, or it's going to be indigo, or it's going to be navy blue, or royal blue, or aquamarine, or... You know where I'm going with this. The reality is that the way men see color is maybe 5, 6, 9 colors. The way women see color is 250,000 aspects, faculties, periwinkle, exactly. Different subtleties of colour. So the recognition is that we're different. So what's it got to do with emotions and unavailability? I'll explain. So, whereas we men have very basically blocky emotional expression, same as in the colour scheme of choosing colours, you ladies have so many more nuances and subtleties, a much more emotional range. The other thing is also we masculine men, as I talked before, and I'm just throwing this out because it seems to fit, we men are focused on goal orientation. And this is going to make sense. Trust me, it's going to make sense. That when we go in a particular direction, we go in milestones to get there. Whereas ladies in your feminine, you generally go for that in that direction in a flowing journey expression of experiencing, enjoying the journey, smelling some of the roses, enjoying the flow. We're about get to the goal, get to the goal, get to the goal. That's the way we work. So I'm just watching the parallels. These may not actually relate directly, so I may be off track, but there's a parallel here that men's range of color choices is blocky, single focus colors in the range, whereas the feminine is a flow and a range, an array, like a fan spectrum of color range, which we don't have normally. Now, these are generalities, by the way, so I know there are men who are different from this, and there are women who are different from this too. I'm speaking generalities here. So, back to emotional expression, since that's what this one's about. A lot of men, we men have basically, 6 or 7 primary emotional expressions. Happiness, sadness, fear, anger, boredom. There aren't that many. Whereas for you women, in the feminine, you have a spectrum of emotional expression too. Again, the flow, because you flow between them so easily. So you may have anger, but you may also have upset. You may have rage, pissosity, different levels. So what I'm attempting to lay it before you is that the range of emotional expression that men have is not as fully expressed as the range of emotion for the feminine, masculine and feminine. What that has to do with this topic, which I'm attempting to get back to the long way around, is that we men are not necessarily emotionally unavailable to women, but we're emotionally limited, perhaps, or even emotionally repressed in a way. The ones that you really are calling emotionally unavailable are men that are pretty much shut down. And there are many men on the planet, yes, there are many men on the planet, who don't even know that it's possible to express themselves from their heart, because most men don't even know they have one. Besides the fact it pumps their blood, they don't feel any sense of heartfelt response to the world. A lot of men are blind to that. They're in the ego, which is so up here, there's no connection to their heart. So when I think about emotionally unavailable men, what I really believe what women are missing out or wishing for is men that are coming from their heart. Men that are coming from their caring and the compassion, their understanding and their willingness to grow and change. Because when we come from that place, we elevate the conversation, we grow in our own work, and we tend to find ourselves matching women in that journey. Many men out there aren't willing to choose that path. I'm sorry, ladies, this is the way it's been for a long time. You ladies in the feminine have been exploring and journeying and getting to know who you are for millennia. We men are like, we got food, we got shelter, we're good. It's the simplest way you can put it. So what to do about it? And that's the question I'm not sure I can answer in this broadcast. We'll see. I spoke yesterday about why heartfelt women are attracted to emotionally unavailable men, which I invite you to watch. That was number 215. This is number 216, by the way. I'm doing this every day. What I would speak to in terms of what we can do about it is what came up immediately, and if you haven't watched a broadcast before, by the way, little insight, like behind the scenes, is I get downloads a lot when I'm talking, and sometimes it takes over, and sometimes I generally listen to it. This one and sometimes they make me laugh. So this one was how to deal with this, ladies. Don't settle. Yeah, this is the big piece. This thing will just open up. I just saw it open up. So let me see if I put this on table in a fairly distinct form, but it just got really serious for me for a second. Ladies, so many of you are hoping and praying to find a relationship where you'll feel loved and supported, and you settle for less than you deserve. And you basically will think that it's not possible to have what you really want, and you'll give that up to settle for less, meaning you may settle for a man who's not emotionally expressive, available, or more importantly, heart-centered enough to really care from a heartfelt place, versus from your head in his dick. Just be clear. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. You learned that. And especially being single for so long and seeing what your friends complain about. Yeah, I have too. I've been single a long time, and what I'm aware of is how many women are choosing relationships with men that don't treat them right. I was in a conversation on Sunday with a friend of mine who got dumped by her boyfriend driving home from a Christmas party when he yelled at her in the car. I don't know the context of that, but that was kind of the framing. They've been together 2 years. So I'm saying to you ladies, well, let me say this first of all. Many of you ladies out there don't spend any time being single. I know Evie, you're one of the women who has said choose singlehood from a place of integrity and wholeness, which is good. But for many women out there, you've chosen to go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, etc., etc. And so you don't actually take the time, one, to really step clear and and reevaluate what you really want, but also that you don't get a chance to heal from the past. Yes, exactly. You've got to be okay alone. And that's the thing that in my work, I mean, when I coach my clients, I've talked about this with several of them, is that my not requirement, but my invitation to them for the 6 months we work together is stay single. For many of them, that's the longest they've been single in their lives. But it's part of the change of framing that I help them get, so they really get to a place of wholeness and love themselves and treat themselves with respect, so that when they choose a relationship, they choose from a higher place than they've done in the past. So this message I'm putting through, and I'm just tying it together. So I'm seeing if I can tie it together. I'll come out the other side of it now. So as I said, is that how to resolve this is don't settle, and I mean literally, don't settle for less than you deserve. Ladies, that's what you do. Now, men, we also settle in other ways too. This is going to be the other side of the coin in a way. I didn't plan on going here, but we're going here. There are men that settle for convenience. I'm going to be honest. Did I ever done that? I think I have a couple of times. What I mean by that is that we settle for a woman that says yes, rather than holding up for what we really want. I'm owning up to that. I'm sure other men might, if you got really, you rake them over the coals, they might tell you the truth. But a lot of men out there are not going for what they really want either. And because a lot of times, here's another piece, they keep coming through. A lot of times why men don't go for what they really want is because they're afraid of the journey to get there. And I've been on this journey so long, I ain't got no fear left. Zero fracks to give, as it were. Yeah, boy. That's a 4-day broadcast if I talked about that. But this is the thing I want to really put on the table, is that for men and women, we both have room to grow, yes, undoubtedly. But also we've become so comfortable with what we don't have. Fear, yeah, I'm going to ask you to talk about that. Well, hope if this doesn't cover it, send me a... yeah. Sorry, Evie, you said yes, O-F-S? Yes, OVS? I'm not sure what that said. You may be able to spell it out or reframe it. And Corey, yes, if I didn't cover the full spectrum of this, you can message me and I'll frame it for tomorrow's broadcast. Because I want to get this one... I realize I've gone a bit all over the map on this point, at this point, but I want to get this out there. Oh, 0 Fs. Thank you. Exactly, yes. I just chose not to use the expletive version just for the sake of being PG in my broadcasts. So, to summarize, if I can even glimpse that, is that why men are emotionally unavailable to good women is because they're not willing to do the work. The same is true why men settle for less than they deserve in a relationship too, because they're not willing to do the work to get to the place where they get women who really rank for them. Women, same thing. You settle for less than you deserve, maybe because you don't believe you deserve it, and 2, because you're not willing to be single long enough to get clear about who you are and what you want. Let's just say I've had that a few times in my coaching with my clients, seen that with them, where they didn't realize they could choose higher and they could actually step freer. By the time we finish working together, their self-love, self-support, and self-respect is high enough that they look back at their past relationships, go, I ain't going there again. That's the big work. That's why I do what I do. And this year looks like it's going to change my work a lot of ways, because and somebody who's watching knows I think I'm putting my rates up in a lot of areas because it's time to put my work out there in a bigger way. And the reality is my work is not for the faint-hearted, and I can't play that low. So yeah, you ain't going there again, period. Exactly, Corey. Smart move, smart choice there. And it's I would say for everybody. I mean, this is a new year, so like you can say New Year's resolutions and start that off. It's good to see you too, Evie. You take care of yourself. I saw your post earlier, so take care of yourself. I look forward to seeing you out here sometime soon. I know you're moving west. And you watch the replay or the whatever you miss when you come back afterwards, because it's Facebook Live, so it sits on Facebook eternally, at least till they change it again. There was a piece in there. Ah, yes. Since this is a new year, it might be a good time to think about what you want to do this year in terms of relationship. If you're single right now, maybe you don't want to get into a new relationship before Valentine's Day. Oh my God, you'd spend 6 weeks being single? Yeah, try that out for size. If you're in a place where you didn't have someone to kiss on New Year's Eve because you didn't want to kiss that drunk guy in the corner, congratulations, you may have chosen the best choice possible. Just stay clear, stay free, and stay honest to yourself. Get clear about what you really want this year. I'm actually putting the finishing touches on this workbook I've basically created. I've just got to fill it out, which is right now seven core elements to manifest an amazing year this year. It's called Rock Your 2018. And if your area of focus is relationship, or it's health, or it's money, or any of the areas, that is all available in this workbook. But I wanted to speak to it and you can get it. Well, it should be out probably Friday the way it's going. I mean, it's getting almost done now, but I want to tweak it and polish it a bit more. So if you're interested, you can find out more by messaging me. But I want to speak to this point about New Year's resolutions, because that's what triggered this whole thing about choosing differently this year. And don't put in a resolution, please. I have a whole rant about that, and I've talked about it before. But start with self-love. Okay, we're going there now. Okay. Start with self-love. That's your homework for this month. If you can spend January just focusing on loving yourself as your intention and as your expression, starting now, or you can't backdate it really, but self-love for this month. No dating, no romance if you're single. Spend the time loving yourself, respecting yourself, appreciating yourself. Build that battery of support up. I'll have another assignment for you in February, maybe. But that's what I want to speak to, is to give you that nudge, to remember to love yourself, to appreciate yourself. Men and women, basically both genders have this possibility to love ourselves more and stop settling for less than we deserve. That's a whole other conversation. I'm just checking if I covered I think I crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's, and maybe. We'll see. I think that's it. I think I answered all the questions too. If you have any questions about this, please put them below. We'll answer them later on if I'm not on the broadcast still when you answer them. Second thing is, if you know anybody should watch this, please share it with them over Facebook. It's Facebook Live, you put it anywhere you want. And if you're watching it on YouTube, you share it out there as well. Thirdly, this is my daily Facebook Live. In case you haven't watched my broadcast before, this is an ongoing series of messages from the masculine to inspire the feminine heart. This is number 216. Yes, there's quite a few. You can watch any one of the replays on my website, which is barryselby.com. You can click on the video blog to watch them. Or you watch them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, which is Barry Selby, or you can watch them right here on Facebook, either on my business page, where you'll see them all close together, or on my personal page, where they show up sporadically, because I do other things during the day. And again, if you want some help in the area of planning your 2018, reach out to me. I've got something lined up for you. And with that, I think I will sign off. I appreciate you watching, appreciate your comments, and appreciate you taking care of yourself, especially this year. It's going to be an amazing year. But you got to be here for it. So take care of yourself. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.